Good morning, everyone. It is 9 a.m. and all the commissioners are present, so we'll begin the agenda meeting for today, Thursday, January 23rd. I would ask those who are participating on the call to please mute your phone unless you need to speak. Today we have 3 tariffs and new orders, but first we have minutes to approve from the January 15th, 2025 agenda. Commissioners, are there any changes or modifications to those minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving those minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? By a vote of 5-0, those minutes are approved. First tariff and new order today is in file number EC-2025-0069, Stan and Brenda Wilkin versus Empire District Electric, DBA Liberty. On August 29th, the Wilkins filed a complaint against Liberty regarding the calculation of the Wilkins Average Payment Plan, which is the budget billing plan offered by Liberty. Liberty filed a response stating the budget billing plan was calculated correctly. Staff conducted an investigation and agreed that the plan was calculated correctly, but staff noted in its investigation report some concerns with Liberty's customer service. Concerns such as Liberty not notifying the Wilkins of the right to file a complaint with the Commission, and Liberty's customer service representatives not being able to assist the Wilkins when they called with questions regarding their bill. Staff made recommendations that Liberty work on training its customer service representatives. The Commission scheduled a pre-hearing conference on December 18th, and the Wilkins did not attend the conference. The Commission then ordered the Wilkins to respond by January 3rd, and no response has been received. Commission rules allow the Commission to dismiss a case for failure to appear at a scheduled hearing and for failure to comply with a Commission order. The order before us does dismiss the complaint. However, I think maybe a theme today, Liberty needs to work on training its customer service representatives and implementing some of the customer service recommendations in staff's report. With that, I recommend we approve the order version number 1. Commissioner Coleman.
I support the order.
Commissioner Holzman.
I'm in support of the order.
Commissioner Kolkmeyer.
I support the order.
Commissioner Mitchell.
I support the order.
All those in favor of approving this order, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? By a vote of 5-0, that order is approved. Second tariff and new order today is in file number GR-2025-0107. In the matter of Spire, Missouri, DBA Spire's request for authority to implement a general rate increase for natural gas service. On November 25th, Spire filed this rate case and included in its filing a request to allow discrete adjustments. Staff filed a response supporting the request for a historical test year, but requested the Commission deny the use of discrete adjustments. Spire responded and reiterated its request for discrete adjustment for capital investments that are placed in service between June 2025 and October 2025, including changes to leases, payroll, call center hours, and other items it states that should be reflected in updated rates. Spire states that the discrete adjustment will provide for a complete factual record for the Commission to determine those costs prior to rates going into effect and thus are known and measurable. Upon review, the Commission finds that all parties are permitted to propose discrete adjustments beyond the true-up period to demonstrate a more complete picture of Spire's operations at the operation of law date. Thus, the order before us establishes a test year ending September 30, 2024, and updated through May 31st, 2025, and allows parties to propose discrete adjustments. With that, I recommend we approve the order version number 1. Commissioner Coleman.
I support the order.
Commissioner Holzman.
I'm in support of the order.
Commissioner Kolkmeyer.
I support the order.
Commissioner Mitchell.
I'm in support of the order.
All those in favor of approving this order, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? By a vote of 5-0, that order is approved. Third tariff and new order today is in file number WR-2024-0104. In the matter of the request of Liberty Utilities, Missouri Water LLC, DBA Liberty, for authority to implement a general rate increase for water and wastewater service provided in its Missouri service areas. On March 13th of last year, Liberty Water filed this case and requested an increase of approximately $7.9 million in water revenues and approximately $75,000 in wastewater revenues. Altogether, Liberty Water is requesting over an $8 million increase. The Commission suspended the tariff sheets until February 10th of this year to allow time for testimony filings, local public hearings, and an evidentiary hearing. The Commission held 8 local public hearings during September 2024, where numerous customers provided comments, and a common theme at those hearings was that customers had issues with billing and poor customer service with Liberty Water. An evidentiary hearing was scheduled to begin on November 18th, but was delayed by request of the parties who were actively engaged in settlement negotiations. On December 6th, Liberty staff, OPC, Bolivar, and Holiday Inn Vacation Club filed a unanimous global stipulation and agreement resolving all of the disputed issues between the parties. The agreement provides for an increase of Liberty's total water and wastewater revenue requirement of $6.2 million, which is $1.8 million less than Liberty Water's original request. The agreement also consolidates Liberty's 15 water tariff rate areas and 5 wastewater tariff rate areas into 2 sets of water rate areas and 2 sets of wastewater rate areas. The agreement also addresses customer billing and service issues and commits Liberty to meeting monthly with staff and providing staff with monthly updates and taking steps to improve its billing practices and overall customer service. I think this is really important given the testimony we heard at the local public hearings with the concerns over billing and customer service, which I would say are still pervasive because we still receive calls in our call center regarding Liberty customer service weekly. After reviewing the agreement, the Commission finds the water and wastewater rate increases that the parties agreed to are significantly less than what was originally requested and result in just and reasonable rates. The Commission also finds that the agreement is a reasonable resolution of all the issues contained within it. Therefore, the order before us approves the agreement as corrected by the parties, rejects the original tariff sheets, and authorizes Liberty to file tariff sheets that comply with the agreement. With that, I recommend we approve the order, version number 2. Commissioner Coleman.
Thank you. I have a question regarding this. The order and still goes silent on why the Bolivar rates, which is a 20% increase, are being phased in, but the non-Bolivar rates, a 76% increase, are not phased in. So I really like to kind of know, understanding that concessions were made to come up with an agreement, but I'd like to know why there's a difference there before I can recommend supporting it.
Great question, and I'm not sure that I have the information to give you on the why. If there is staff here to provide information, Mr. Gately.
I'm sorry, I was having a hard time hearing in the back. I don't know if the mic was picking up. Your question was, why are the Bolivar rates phased in, but other parties' rates were not phased in?
Especially because of the significant difference in that percentage.
From my perspective, phase-in of rates is unusual. I don't know that I've actually seen a water or sewer case have that occur. When a company does a phase-in of rates, there's often carrying costs associated with them not receiving their full cost of service during that period. And there's some other reasons why it's usually not favorable to a company. And it ends up costing the customers more in the long run if they're trying to recover those carrying costs. Bolivar was a party to the case, and that was part of the negotiations, in particular between Bolivar and the company, and they came up with this kind of agreement. Other parties did not request a phase-in, and we generally don't advocate for a phase-in of rates because of that long-term cost. So it raises costs for the customers overall at the end. But this is a part of just the settlement process, really.
So does that mean that, in your opinion, you're not supportive of the order? You
I am.
believe?
I am.
Okay.
But, I mean, like I said, it's unusual, and generally, my staff isn't proposing phase-in of rates. Although, I agree, for some folks, it is a significant increase.
Commissioner, may I address that? Do you mind?
Who's that? Oh, thank you.
Judge
Yes,
Clark.
Judge.
Okay. I'm going to let Commissioner Coleman finish, then I'll break that.
I'm not privy to the negotiation process that went on in settlement, but I was present and oversaw the Bolivar local public hearings. And one of the themes we heard again and again from the residents of Bolivar is if there was some way to phase in the rates or incrementally bring in the rates slowly. While the increase doesn't seem significant for Bolivar, when you're talking about a requested $8 million increase, where Bolivar may be one of the larger service areas in there, we repeatedly heard from Bolivar customers that this was going to cripple businesses and that people were not going to be able to afford those rates given the cost of living in the city. So for whatever reason occurred in settlement, I believe Bolivar decided it was better for their citizens to have these rates come in slowly. That's the best answer I can give you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Judge Clark. Any further questions, Commissioner Coleman, or comments?
No. I think I heard Commissioner Holzman said he had another question for him, and I wanted to kind of hear what he was talking about.
Commissioner Holzman.
Thank you. So it's my understanding the company's going to get to book the asset, but there's no carrying costs. Is that your understanding?
That's my understanding, yes.
Okay, all right.
Although I don't do auditing work, but yes, that is
Right.
my understanding.
All right, thank you.
Further comments? Commissioner Kolkmeyer.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I personally attended the hearing in Bolivar, and there was a common theme throughout the night. Besides rate shock, it was the poor customer service. And it was really disheartening to hear that they're still having problems today. I would have thought in the months that since we've had the Bolivar hearing that the company could have and should have upped their game in customer service. I asked a couple of people that testified that evening about calling our office, and they were thoroughly 100% happy with the results they received here. So I came back and gave kudos to our staff and our customer service here. But I hate to hear that they have to come through us to get to the company to get something resolved. I mean, the people should be able to go to the company to get something resolved. Then if it gets out of hand, then come to us. But they're coming to us almost first because they can't get anything done with the company. So I'm really disheartened with how poor of customer service that the people in the Bolivar area are receiving. So I will support this, but I think somehow we need to keep an eye on their customer service down there because people were in arms down there. And I really felt sorry for those people. So I will be supporting this, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner Kolkmeyer. Commissioner Mitchell.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I also attended the Bolivar local public hearings and the public hearings in Branson on this. And those common themes arose time and time again, and I took away a number of common themes. One is to find strategies to reduce the rate impact, not only the amount of the rate, but how the rates are implemented and designed. Time and time again, we heard about problems with the customer service and call centers. We heard time and time again about a lack of ability or willingness to resolve errant estimated billings or overbillings. And I heard from at least 4 witnesses that testified in Bolivar and a couple that testified in other hearings that they understood that there was increase in cost, but if those could be phased in to make the impact less on the ratepayer. I think the customer service, particularly is bothersome to me as well, especially if we go back to our very first order here that also has to do with Liberty on the electric side as well. And the record shows that, there were at least 14 calls made to the service center in that case. And although there was ultimately no error in the calculation of the bill, there was still no information or resolution in those 14 calls. And I think that is monumentally frustrating to the ratepayers and needs to be resolved. So I agree with Commissioner Kolkmeyer and the chair that we need to apply as much pressure as we can to accelerate those reforms. I think this order does provide a significant reduction in the overall rate impact. It begins to address the customer service and the accurate accounting for billing through the implementation of automated meter technology, which I think is good. That will ultimately improve billing accuracy. It does, at least for the Branson service area, as you noted, the Bolivar as a party to the case requested. And I think it's also important and worth noting that for the Bolivar service area, those customers agreed by referendum vote, a vote of the people, to sell the system to Liberty. And what they were told is that their rate increase would be in the neighborhood of 20%, 19 or 20%. And this order brings the rate increase into line with what they were told. And I think it's very important that when the ratepayers, especially by referendum, approve a transaction like this, that the company honors the commitments that they made, during those campaigns. And so, with that, I still have concern about customer service, but I think they're moving in the right direction. And for those reasons, I support the order.
Thank you, Commissioner Mitchell. Any further discussion? Hearing none. I think that the message from the commission is fairly clear in the fact that we expect Liberty to improve its customer service, particularly in the Bolivar service area, where they do have an in-person customer service center. We expect it to be staffed. We expect good communication with our staff on improvements. So we hope that Liberty takes that into consideration when they come and meet with our staff about those customer service improvements. All those in favor of approving this order, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? By a vote of 5-0, that order is approved. Last on scheduling, we'll continue today shortly after this with a public meeting with our regional transmission organizations, followed by a local public hearing in case ER-2024-0319 in the matter of Union Electric, DBA Ameren, Missouri's tariffs to adjust its revenues for electric service. That will be here in hearing room 310 in Jefferson City. Tonight, we will also have a local public hearing in the same case at 6 p.m., WebEx only. Friday, January 24th at 12 noon, we'll have a WebEx only hearing in the same case. And then finally, Monday, January 27th at 12 noon at Sunset Hills City Council Chambers in St. Louis, Missouri, in the same case. Wednesday, January 29th, we will have agenda at 11 a.m. Wednesday, February 5th, we will have agenda at 11 a.m. Following day, Thursday, February 6th, we'll have an evidentiary hearing in case EO-2023-0448 in the matter of the application of Union Electric, DBA Ameren, Missouri, for approval of decommissioning cost estimate for Callaway Energy and funding level of the Nuclear Decommissioning Trust Fund here in hearing room 310 at 9 a.m. with Judge Pridgeon. Thursday, February 13th, we have agenda at 11 a.m., and Thursday, February 20th, we have agenda at 11 a.m. Commissioners, are there any changes or modifications to the schedule? Hearing none, any further business coming before the commission? Also hearing none. We're adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.